Good morning, everybody. Guess what? It's time for our coffee break. Of course, as usual, I seem to have already drank my coffee, but I'll have some more later. So, as we're getting started today, I'm going to pull up my chat so I can see all of you. And let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. Oh, if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we will get moving. All right. Now, if you haven't already done this and you're interested in attending my live streams Monday through Friday around this time, 9:15, 9:30 a.m. Central, um, or you're interested in my Tuesday afternoon and or Tuesday afternoon streams at 1 p.m. Central, you can text AngieLive, all one word, AngieLive to 33222. And now I'm about to jump in and say hello to everybody. Hello, Kathy Cephas. How are you today? Glad to see you. So I have something kind of exciting. I am doing an interview this afternoon. Boy, the chat is, well, good morning, free to be me. Now that I know who you are, I'm winking at you. Good morning, David H. David H in the house, everybody. If you have police questions today. Kathy says, OMG, I just looked at the video with the narc stare. Sadness is all I can say. Good morning, my sweet Malta. How are you? Malta, our admin of the chat and the commenting, who I really appreciate every single day. I'm grateful for Malta and his support. Kathy says, good morning, Malta. Lanny Slow says, hi, I have been with y'all before, but changed my first name. Thanks for all you do. Well, welcome back, Lanny Slow. You know, my husband has a lot of slow in his DNA, actually. I don't know if you guys know this. This is a little bit off topic. Good morning, Madeline Gutierrez, and good morning, Deborah Harrington. Deborah, I don't know if I told you this, but I'm really proud of you for blocking your narcissist. I saw your comment. Good morning, Denise Farmer, Don Roberts. Good morning. He's new here today. Welcome, Don Roberts, to our tribe. Happy to have you. Malta says good morning to Kathy. Tracy says hello to me. Hey, Tracy Malone. How you doing, honey? Tracy is a fellow YouTuber and a fellow survivor. You guys might know her. Jennifer Barnes says, good morning, Angie and everyone. Hair Changes Color says, good morning, Angie and Malta. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Tracy, and Hair Changes Color says Malta. All right, let me tell you this really quick. So Lanny Slow got me thinking. So my husband was found in a phone booth as a newborn, and I've been researching for his family for a bazillion years. And one of the biggest names in his DNA is Slow. So Lanny, if you know anybody who left a baby in the phone booth in Kansas City in 1972, let me know. Okay, just got to throw it out there. can't pass up any opportunity. I've been searching for 14 years now. Okay, so I am interviewing Dad Surviving Divorce. You guys know him? I'm sure you do. He is another YouTuber who does videos similar to mine. And I thought it would be really great to have a male perspective on the channel from someone who's on the other side of things. You know, so he's not a narcissist. He is a survivor of narcissistic abuse. So I thought that would be really cool. Good morning, Jennifer Barnes. Welcome back. Hair Changes Color says good morning to myself in Malta. I probably already said that. Elizabeth Long says good morning. Deborah Harrington says, I'm not with him anymore. Good for you, Deborah. I'm proud of you. Don Roberts says, awesome. I assume you're talking about the Dad Surviving Divorce thing. So are you guys, oh, wait a minute. Malta says, welcome to Morning Coffee with Angie Atkinson. If you are experiencing technical difficulties with audio or video at this time, you're encouraged to refresh or reload the stream. Thank you so much, Malta. Appreciate you. All right. Don Roberts says, yep. Yes. Okay. Good morning, Rena Domingo. She says, good morning, beautiful Angie. So anyway, I'm doing the interview with, his name is Dwayne, Dad Surviving Divorce, later this morning in a few minutes here. So that's why I will be heading out a little bit early today. But Free to Be Me says Dwayne is also awesome. I've been following DSD also. Yeah, he's really great. I like him a lot. He's a nice guy. Barb Brosnan says, good morning, everyone. Have a great day. Well, good morning, Miss Barb. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're feeling good today. Madeline says, I blocked my narc, but he still texts and calls every few days. Why does he still do this? I don't understand. He doesn't think very much of me. So why does he keep trying to call and text? That is an excellent question, Madeline. And I'll tell you exactly why, because you supplied him you provided him with some excellent narcissistic supply. And so the way he sees it, if he keeps in touch with you, he will continue to get a little bit of supply from you. So what I suggest is that you block him even from your phone. If you guys don't have kids together, you can even call your phone company and actually have his number, not able to call your number. They can actually block him on a much bigger level. So if you're feeling tortured by that, I suggest that. Yeah. Don Roberts says Dwayne's perspective helped him very much. Great. Hey, Don, if you have, or if any of you guys have questions that you would like me to ask DSD during our interview today, or Dwayne, I like to call him DSD. I think that's fun. Please let me know and just pop them right in here and I'll make sure that I ask him those questions. Okay. Because I think that's going to be a fun interview and I should be able to have it posted later today, I hope. Let's see, Steph T is here. Hey, Steph T, welcome to the family. She says she's new as well. Well, I'm so happy to have that. Hear that, have you. I can't talk today. I'm having a long day, guys. Malta says, welcome, Steph. Okay, guys, so here's my question. I am working on a couple of different things and I'm wondering, oh yeah, Tracy said she loves Dwayne. We did interviews too. Great. I am working on a couple of different things and I've interviewed Tracy on this channel before as well as Lizelle, who Tracy and Lizelle have a crazy story and I think I just saw a new video on your channel, didn't I, Tracy, with you and Lizelle? How something changed your life, forgiveness changed your life? I think so. Good morning, Mr. Malta. How are you, honey? All right, so Madeline, my suggestion is to block completely. So here's my question. Wait a minute. Here's Rena's question. Angie, what do you call narcissists who act very spiritual and religious, but in reality, they are the total opposite? Yeah, Rena, I see this often. A lot of people who are narcissists, if you go into almost any church, you will find them, or synagogue or religious group at all, you will find people who want to be the holier than thou type. They want to judge people with religion on their side, and depending on the religion, they might pick on you for being single. They might, look, here's an example. I had, when I became a single mom, when I got divorced, I was looking for daycare. I needed a safe place for my kid to go so I could work full time. And I found this daycare that was close to where I was living and seemed perfect. It was in a church. Couldn't be wrong, right? Had all the right facilities, all the right stuff. Well, here was the problem. Number one, I didn't go to the church, so they didn't like me already. Number two, I was now a divorcing mom, and they literally attacked me and told me that I should figure out a way to fix it with my abusive husband instead of supporting me as a single mom. I think they tried to make me lose my job because they went through this phase where they would call me 3 or 4 times a week telling me my kid was sick and I had to come get him, and I would take him to the doctor and he wouldn't be sick. They just I feel like they were undermining me and trying to force me to go back. So I didn't, Rena, but I think, what would you call them? I mean, you've got your altruistic narcs, those who want to help people, supposedly. They want to do things for people and make life better for people. And those narcissists, they're givers. They'll give you everything in the world, but they also have a whole thing where they expect everything to be just so. So, yeah, you have to do whatever they say to get the gifts or to make, without an extreme amount of guilt. So I would say those are religious abusers. Tracy says Lizelle just left. Yes, we did a video. I got to meet Tracy and Lizelle. They came to St. Louis a while back. And that was really cool. I have some pictures. I'll have to pop them up later. Grace K is in the house and she says, trying to co-parent with a narc is so hard. Angie, I'm 27 and he works abroad for weeks and won't even call our son on his phone. My son is now just acting up. Help. Yeah, that is very difficult, Grace. I suggest co-parenting with a narc doesn't work. I suggest you parallel parent. And in this case, because your son isn't really seeing him, he's not really acting like a dad, is he? He's acting more like a, like, I don't know, like an acquaintance or something. My phone is ringing and I don't know where it went. Okay, here it goes. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to hit the end button there. All right. All right. Lanny says, I'm in Texas, but know a lot about our ancestry. I wish I could help you to give back for your help. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Lanny. Don't even worry about it. I know he's got a lot of connections to Texas, biologically speaking, but that's not where he came from. But anyway, Grace, the best thing that I've done several videos on co-parenting or parallel parenting with a narcissist. In this case, if I were you, I would treat yourself like a single mom, in that you don't really have a co-parent. And if you're still with the narcissist, that's very difficult. How old is your son? Can you tell me that? Free to Be Me says she also follows Tracy, and Tracy is very inspirational. I agree. Tracy is a sweetheart, and she is really a good YouTuber. She has great things to say, and her story, it's crazy, but she made it through, so I'm so impressed. Louisa Longford. Oh, wait a minute. Learn, Grow, Sing is in the house. Hey, Learn, Grow, Sing. Welcome back. Louisa Longford is in the house, and I think she might be new here. Louisa, have I seen you before? Good morning, Angie. She says, I hope you are well and enjoying summer. I recently had indirect contact with my narcissist. A friend of mine ran into him, and he did what I told her he would, fishing for information. And let's see if I can see the rest of this quickly. Louisa Longbird. And smear campaign blames me for his problems. She did everything right and didn't give him anything. However, it still brings up all the negative feelings and fears all over again. All right, listen, Louisa, one of the things that I think you have to remember here is that, your narcissist is not, gosh darn it, you're not, I tell you, I'm not really good with the mouse pad for some reason. Your narcissist is not ever going to act like a normal person. I know that it sucks that he had, what he did there is he tried to turn your friend into a flying monkey. Okay. And I see that as a sign of desperation, that he's just desperately trying to, figure out how to, like you said, he's fishing for information and trying to smear campaign. Of course, he wants attention, and who knows, maybe he was trying to get in, a little closer with your friend. It's hard to tell. But I don't want you to allow it to upset you too much. I want you to try and maybe, feel sorry for him, because he's not done very well for himself, is my guess, if he needs to still be following you around, right? Something to think about. Let me know specifically if you have, do you need coping techniques, or what are you looking for here? Malta says, I'm great this morning. I'm having a bit of trouble inserting your video title into my welcome, so I filled in with morning coffee. Windows doesn't like me today. How are you? I am fabulous. Thank you. Sorry about the video title. It's a little long, but morning coffee is just perfect for me. Learn, Grow, Sing says, I had a tough night, but I'm stronger today. Well, I'm so happy to hear that. I know how hard it is to go through those rough nights. Learn, Grow, Sing says, I'm slowly realizing who I dated, not in denial anymore. It is hard to go through the denial, isn't it? It's very difficult. Rena Domingo says, thank you for your answer. That was enlightening. Well, my pleasure. I'm so glad that it was helpful. I was a little worried about it. Elise says, wow, Angie, they mess up everything. Good morning. Good morning, Elise. Welcome back, honey. And you are so absolutely correct. What Learn, Grow, Sing said about not being in denial anymore, that is something that we all have to go through. We all have to, and I think, if you think about the stages of grief, I think denial is among the beginning, and I think it's the first one. Anyway, no, it's the third one. Anyway, I don't know what it is. It's one of those stages of grief, and that's common. We go through denial. We doubt ourselves. We doubt our assessment of the person. Are they really a narcissist? Maybe I'm a narcissist. Blah, 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 blah. And eventually we do. We stop being in denial, and we start to realize that, oh my gosh, it wasn't really my fault. I wasn't really the one that made the mistakes, did the things, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. Yeah. Hair Changes Color says, Angie, every time you tell us a new part of your story, I'm amazed by you. It's so hard to do what is right when church people are being abusive too. Oh, it really, really is. Yeah, absolutely the truth. And thank you for saying that. Hair Changes Color. All right, wait a minute. Ugh. I'm struggling with my stupid mouse pad again. Let's see here. Malta says good morning to Elise, to Rena. Learn, Grow, Sing says, getting over the anxiety slowly, but it's a shock to really see that they didn't love you at all. It really is. And here's the thing, and I don't know if this will comfort you or not, but narcissists love you as much as they can love anything. Okay. Like I've talked about this before, but you guys know, here's my cell phone, right? And I love this phone. It's an S7 right now. I'm not ready to get rid of it just yet. Still working pretty well for me, although I get a little annoyed with the lack of space at times. But I just delete videos all the time and delete everything all the time. But here's the thing. When I first got the phone, I was madly in love with it. And the thing is that the phone I had right before that, I was madly in love with that phone too, until I got this phone. It's the same way that a narcissist loves people, you see. So it's really not your fault. That it's not that you were not lovable. It's that the narcissist was not capable of the type of love that you deserved. Does that make any sense? All right. Super Check Yes is in the house. Hello, Super Check Yes. Says, good morning, everyone. The ex keeps on texting me as if nothing happened. A few days ago, he wished me a happy birthday. Why does the ex keep on texting me while he would only call his supply? Well, because you obviously give him some kind of supply in that situation. Getting texted, getting, oh, a happy birthday. That is, narcissists are well known for a couple things on birthdays and holidays: ghosting and hoovering. So you're like, what? Those are two different things, too. Totally opposite. Well, ghosting is they'll disappear around the holidays because they don't want to buy you a present or deal with your family or whatever. And of course, those who hoover on the holidays tend to be ones you've been with for longer periods of time. And they tend to, just like anybody, feel lonely on the holidays. They're still human underneath all of that mess. And so maybe they really even believe what they're saying to you when they come back and they go, oh, I love you so much. Let's get back together. And then you spend the day together and you think your whole life is going to be wonderful. And the next day or a couple days later, they're back to being their old self again, because quite honestly, they had no intention of staying with you anyway on a deeper level. But they thought they did, or they may have thought they did, depending on the spectrum, where they fit on the spectrum, right? Yeah. So let's see here. Lost my spot. Okay. I hate when I do that. All right, here we go. Elise says, hi, Malta. Phyllis G says, good morning, Angie and family. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Welcome back, honey. Timothy Iser in the house says, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, Timothy. Learn, Grow, Sing says, I'm writing down everything that he's done to me to get my mind more clear. It helps, right? Yes. And once you've done that, I want you to put that away and stick it in a drawer or whatever, in a book somewhere. But keep it, because then if you ever feel like you want to go back, just read it again. Remind yourself, because absence does make the heart grow fonder. And in this case, that's a bad thing. It helps us to forget the bad stuff and only remember the good stuff. And so just keep the bad stuff in a drawer in case you need to refer to it to remind yourself. Grace K says he's only 5. Okay. So at 5 years old, you've got some options and you've got time to still save him. Okay. If he's being out of control, one of the things he might be looking for is more attention. And as a single mom, you might find yourself really overwhelmed. So a couple options. You could look for a play group, find him some friends his age. If he's in school, that's helpful. Or if he's probably going to kindergarten this year, that'll be helpful. Maybe try to connect with some of the other moms there and try to set up a play date here and there. Stick him in like a gymnastics class or on a sports team, something like that, to keep his body going. Might want to talk to the doctor and make sure that everything is healthy with him. But as long as it is, I think a lot of times what these kids really, really crave is attention and activities. Try not to let him be too focused on video games and stuff like that. I mean, I know it's convenient sometimes, but try to minimize the time that he does those things. And if you are letting him play video games, make sure they're like fun and educational and not like dark and weird. You know what I mean? That can cause issues. And if there are decent men in your life, you might look at creating a connection with a decent guy that could kind of help give him a little bit more of a male influence. Like if you have a brother or a father that's a decent person, or a friend who you trust, I wouldn't, obviously be careful. You might look into the Big Brother program in your area. They might be able to help a little bit, because, boys don't tend to do as badly when they have single moms as girls do when they have single moms, statistically speaking. But I do see the need, and having a strong male role model is important for both boys and girls. So if you can help him to find someone that he can look at as a male role model, obviously his father is not going to be the person for him because he's not around. So that might be helpful as well. Let me know if you have other questions, Grace. Tracy says, thank you. Rena says, I remember my ex-narc has this habit of bringing me to church whenever he feels like I'm about to call out his game. Yeah, sure. Oh, Louise is not new. Oh, I'm sorry, Louisa, my bad. Rena says that she's getting sent to church whenever her ex feels like she's about to call him out on his game. So sure, that's because Rena, I don't know what religion you are. I want to just take a wild stereotyping guess and say Catholic. And if that's the case, then he might be doing that because he's trying to guilt you or something like that. I don't really know. A lot of the Christian religions are real big on guilting people, especially, not Catholics usually as much, but somewhat. But I guess I would need to know more information about what he's doing with you at church. But certainly they will have flying monkeys in the church, and the flying monkeys will help them to manipulate you, whether they realize it or not. He may be talking bad about you behind your back to people and saying that, you've lost your way. And there are so many possible elements here. But yeah, he certainly would be. That is an interesting way that he was manipulating you, and that it's more common than you would think. Sorry about that, Louisa. I didn't mean to mistake. Now that I see it, I realize that you have been here before. Now that I look at your picture a little closer. Welcome back. Timothy, didn't I already read this one? It says, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, Timothy. Hope says, Hope Bradford. Hey, Hope, welcome back. Why is it so hard for others to understand whether there's a diagnosis attached? Deliberate mistreatment shouldn't be that hard to understand. There, most of the time, as we know, there is not a diagnosis attached. And why is it so hard for others to understand? Because they've just not experienced it. Because it's underhanded and sneaky. I mean, sometimes they're directly rude to you, but very, very infrequently do they let it show to outsiders. And when they do, it's usually something they can explain away. Or it's like we were talking about the other day, dog whistling, where you hear it and they don't hear it, like it's an underhanded little thing. It's hard for others to understand because it's not normal behavior. I mean, even if you go through it as a child, when you grow up and you get with someone who is a narcissist, you still find yourself like shocked by their behavior. It's pretty outrageous. And it's pretty, a lot of people say to me, I can't believe that people like this even exist in the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rita Domingo says, hello, Malta. Learn Grow Sing says, how do you deal when you're unsure, clear as can be if he's a narcissist or not? That's a good question. I've got lots and lots of videos on this topic about how to determine if they're a narcissist. But I think the bottom line is, Learn Grow Sing, the easiest way to know for sure if he is what we consider a toxic narcissist is to ask yourself, does this person have any empathy for me or anyone else that's real? Because that, I think, is the determining factor. They have very little empathy that is real. They cannot put themselves in someone else's shoes. They cannot care about or concern themselves with other people's feelings. And they'll even say that. Sometimes they'll say, well, your feelings are your responsibility. You can decide how to feel about that if you want to, sometimes. So some of the more higher end ones, I guess, on the spectrum. Barbara, good morning, Barbara. Welcome back, honey. She says, good morning. And yes, Angie, I am the same, Barbara. Okay, good. That's good information. Thanks, Barbara. Irish Indian says, good morning. Are you having coffee? What's your beverage? Well, you know what? I finished my coffee right before I went live, but I'll be having another cup after. But I'm still drinking my water. So I usually kind of have a combo deal in the morning. I like my water. Hydration is important for skin and hair and health. All right, let's see here. Barbara says, just wondering, does a narcissist really come back after trying to have you put in jail? Woo, that's a tough one. I mean, I've seen crazier things happen. I think it just really depends on the narcissist and what their excuse was for trying to put you in jail. Certainly, I could see that. Louisa says, just great to hear that it's the norm. I will try to feel sorry for him. Thanks, Angie. Yeah, try to feel sorry for him, but not so much that you let him back into your life. Okay. Irish Indian says, my narc will be gone in 7 days. I'm almost able to really start healing and move on with my life. That is a beautiful thing. Congratulations. Stay strong in the meantime and don't fall for any hoovering attempts because they're going to come. Be aware. Be aware. Yvonne Salazar is in the house today. Hello, Yvonne. Good morning and welcome. She says, my narc treats his daughter as his wife. He puts her on a pedestal and controls everything about her life. Is this normal? I mean, normal? No. Normal for narcissists? Maybe. I've seen the wife-daughter-wife situation where they treat someone like a wife. In some cases, it's very unhealthy, and there is even sexual abuse involved, so be aware of that. I had a client a while back who, to be honest with you, was like someone who had been involved in she knew Hugh Hefner personally, let me just say that. And she had lived at the Playboy Mansion for a period of time and was obviously a gorgeous, amazing looking woman. Okay. And her narcissist had a daughter from before, and same deal. And the daughter was acting like strangely jealous and upset about their relationship. And there were a lot of really scary little red flags in that situation. So I would watch very carefully, Yvonne, and I would try to figure out, I mean, this is not your daughter, I assume. Is that right? And it's not going to change. If he's been doing it this long, it's not going to change. So know that and decide if you want to keep dealing with that or not. Hair Changes Color says, I had to report the narc for a PO violation, but I didn't feel powerful. It felt more like I had to put down a dying animal. Oh, honey, I feel you. And they're so good at the guilt thing, aren't they? But don't let it bother you. You have to do what you have to do. She's saying that she had to report him for a protective order violation. It's okay. I understand not feeling powerful. That's because you're not an asshole. You're not a narcissist. You're an empath, and you feel for people. But you did what you had to do to keep yourself safe, and that's okay. All right. Rick Mash says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rick. How you doing, honey? I'm so glad you're here today. Donna Wojtovich says, I'm new. Welcome, Donna. Just listening to learn how to better help and support my daughter. Okay, Donna, we are here with you, and we are glad you are here. Welcome to the tribe. Let's see here. Rena Domingo says, I believe my ex is hiding his new victim. They do that. I hear it more often than you would think, Rena, and they do it for a number of reasons. Yeah. They one of the reasons is that they want to continue to get supply from their old victim, old supply. One of the reasons is they're embarrassed because they feel they've lowered their standards. Another reason is they might be afraid that you might try to connect with and talk to the new supply. Lots of reasons. Yeah. Another reason might be the family doesn't like that they're with the new supply. So many reasons. I could go on and on. Elise says, in therapy, I remembered when I was very careful not talking to guys because their girlfriends and my narc could get jealous, isolating myself, and the narc was cheating all the time. Yeah, isn't that terrible? And that's very common. It's, they project onto you. So they, because he was cheating or she was cheating, cheating, he was cheating, you were projected onto. So he was probably super jealous and super overprotective and vigilant of you because he himself was cheating and knew this. So I hope that's helpful. Avidsky, hey Avidsky, good morning and welcome. Says, good morning, Angie. Thank you so much for these live videos. My pleasure. I'm so happy that they are helpful for you, my friend. Malta says, to Hair Changes Color, I'm so glad that you did what you had to do to protect yourself in such a positive way. Totally agree. All right, let's see here. Kathy says, no, Yvonne, I noticed that too until I called him out about the strangeness of it all. And then he stopped, and they stopped acting like boyfriend and girlfriend. That's not normal. I mean, it's normal for people who aren't healthy in their minds, and narcissists, I've seen it with narcissists before. Here's the thing about narcissists and their children. They either neglect their children by not paying enough attention to them or emotionally abusing them directly, or they do the other end of the spectrum and they over control because they see their children as literally an extension of themselves, and they want to make sure they're perfect in every way because that's what they need to do for their children or for themselves. They will try to, these are the kinds of parents who, you like If you guys have seen The Breakfast Club, I know this is like going way back, and some of y'all are probably younger than the movie, but I'm not. And The Breakfast Club is one of my favorite movies. But in that movie, you know, the Emilio Estevez character is highly pressured by his father to win, win, win. And you know, the father basically controls every aspect of his life because he wants him to be a big football star, right? And that's that type of parent, the overpowering, do what I say, what I want for you, become a doctor if I say you should become, you know, whatever, that kind of parent. The, you know, almost the helicopter type, but way worse, where they control every aspect, and that's crazy. But when the whole boyfriend girlfriend factor, I mean, that you know, or the daughter wife thing, or the son husband thing, that's bizarre, and it's unhealthy for both of them, especially the daughter, who is not going to ever have a normal relationship, most likely, because of it, and that's horrible. Learn, Grow, Sing says they can only short-lived love. That's correct. Yeah. It's not, the thing is, they don't love you for yourself. They love you for what you do for them. They love you for your supply, just like I love my phone. I don't love my phone because it's a phone or because it's this shape and color. I love it because it does what I want it to do. It gets me where I need to go. It does the things I need it to do. I love it because it does what I want it to do. That's the same reason that a narcissist loves us. So, if that makes any sense. And if you want to test it, ask the narcissist sometime, what do you love about me, or what did you love about me? Guaranteed they're going to tell you all the things that you did or do for them, and not anything about yourself personally. Something to think about. And if they do say something about yourself personally, it's only because they've been taught to do that in most cases. All right. Don Roberts says, I'm old enough to remember The Breakfast Club too. Right on, honey. All right, listen, you guys, I just lost my place in chat, and I'm just about to step out of here because I've got to get ready for that interview. I want to say hello to Ariana Powers and Charity Leal, who are new. Welcome, welcome. Charity, no, these comments do not stay on YouTube. White Cloud says, thanks, Tina, but this is without my permission. Wait, what? White Cloud? Yes, so true. I know a daughter who treats a narc who treats his daughter like a wife. Yeah, it's so creepy. Shelly says, Elise, I agree. I think it goes deeper too. The arrogance is a defense against the truth of the monster. Yes. Yeah, and also the insecurity. Bonnie says, why is it so hard to find a therapist that can help us with NPD? I felt more traumatized when I went to a regular therapist. I hear that a lot. Part of the reason I do what I do. But Bonnie, I have a video on how to find a therapist who's good and who understands what you're going through, so you might check that out. I'm really sorry, you guys. I want to keep talking, and I know I've got a lot of new people here today, but I've got to step out. Just want to remind you, though, if you would like to be notified 5 minutes before I go live each day, text AngieLive, all one word, AngieLive, AngieLive, to 33222, and I will send you a text 5 minutes before I go live each time, and that's Monday through Friday in the morning time, around this time, 9:15, 9:30, and then I go live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time for Talk to Me Tuesday. I've just recently had people asking me about evening streams. I don't have any of those yet, but I may work on setting one of those up in the next few weeks, so be aware of that. All right, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to save this chat on my computer, so if you have anything, good job, Rick. Rick was telling me that his narcissist took an online test last night and scored 92% for BPD, NPD, and he took it with her, so... Rick, I have lots of things to say to you about that, but I cannot do it right now. But hit me up on Facebook if you want, or we'll schedule something. All right, guys, I'm stepping out. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. I'll be back later today with another video, and I will see you tomorrow morning for our usual coffee break. All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks so much. See you soon.